All right, so Doobies and Movies, episode 2. This time I'm joined by the
Yes.
HenWoo.
Oi, how we doing?
Yeah, good. Thank you for joining me.
Good, good.
So today, this is a special Doobies and Movies because I wasn't expecting to do anything today, but I woke up to the news that they are bringing Dexter back. Um,
Great.
so first, I wanted to ask you what your reaction was to the news that it was coming back.
Yeah, I guess initial excitement. Um, I didn't actually click the link. I've sort of just been thinking like about what it could be and sort of save it for this, I guess. Um, but yeah, I just hopefully it's a chance for them to put right what they fucked up, rather than continue. But I mean, if they do it right, it could be quite interesting. Maybe and be a lumberjack if they just like
Well, yeah.
if he's been
Do you
Dexter
think they're
again.
redoing it or they're writing another?
I was thinking like surely they'd write on from it, unless
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
going to accept the fact it was just so shit. Like, do you know what I
Uh,
mean? Like, surely they wouldn't.
yeah, I think
Or would
what's
they
more
bother?
insulting was overall the I don't know what would fans be more insulted
Mhm.
by. I think might be saying that that never happened. Even as shit as it was, there still has to be some integrity and be like, no, it was terrible, but it happened. And now he's, because it was such a terrible ending,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
we're giving him a new ending because that wasn't an ending. So yeah, overall,
Yeah.
you feeling positive then about this? You think it's going to be worth people's time?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I hope so. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, I put all that time in the rest of it. Could have called it quits after season 4, although season 7 picked up again. But
Yeah, season 5 had
you know,
some merits, but yeah,
yeah. Which one was that? Season 5.
I got a sense of closure actually when I heard the news. It's almost like you get to redo something in your life that you have regrets about, and I know it's not me; it's got nothing to do with me, but it still feels like there's a sense of regret somewhere inside because it has so much potential
At
to
least
be
that's
one of
that
these
story.
shows we still talk about today, but it's just not.
Mm. Mm.
Um, but but yeah, no, it's
Yeah. I mean, was it ever up there with the other top shows though? You know, I guess it never was, but
I
it was
mean,
cool in its own way. Like,
if I don't know if I bet if you were watching it when it came out, like we watched it after a while. I bet if you watched it when we watched it in year 11, which would have been 2013. This show
mm,
started in what 2006, 2007. I think back then. So you got to take that's before Breaking Bad's aired. That's just
true.
after
But
maybe The
Sopranos has
Wire's
been
come out.
banned, and that's just like wipe the floor with
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Like,
So I think at the time it could have really become another one of these things if it had good plotting, if it had scope, if it had the character development that these other shows have. It just
mm,
seemed to like undo things that it did, decide it wanted to do something, then decide it didn't want to do something, and that's not good writing. Like Batista and
mm.
was it LaGuerta?
Oh yeah, they're a thing.
Suddenly they're a thing, and then
Going off
suddenly
to the
they're not a
kiddies all the
thing.
time.
Yeah, they get married like and
Yeah,
then get divorced off screen or something. It was so
yeah.
weird,
I can't remember. Yeah, that's crazy.
but yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, it's kind of I guess because of resurgence with this news to be looking at Dexter a bit, but it's still a bit murky. You know, I guess what really sticks out is 1 to 4. Like I'll never forget that. I guess the show was a bit, a bit
I mean,
just
even
flimsy.
three, I remember being a bit underwhelming, but it wasn't bad. I think there's something that really
Yeah, but that
changed.
was that Miguel,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Big Girl.
Yeah, that was just sort of like banter, like MC and Miguel, like what are these guys doing? Like, but yeah, I can't really remember sort of too much in the arc, maybe in between where it started and that moment it's in season 4, which I remember
Yeah,
that
yeah.
journey being amazing. Maybe just because that
No,
sunk in so much when you
season
know
4 was incredible.
that's it.
But the
I've
thing,
seen that
uh,
airing and kind of dropped in to see a bit of it recently, and like
yeah,
it
no,
is.
it's and the main interesting takeaway that I didn't actually mention is that the guy who was the showrunner, Clyde Phillips, for the first 4 seasons, he's doing this season. It's not any of the people that
Amazing,
took over after season 4. I think that's
literally.
what, and Michael C. Hall apparently he was only going to come back if it was worth his time. I mean, you can say that obviously he might also not be making as much P and be as famous anymore, so part of it might be that. But
Mm.
he, for
I
the
think
fact
he
that
cares about.
Yeah, I
He's
think
got
the fact that they actually are doing it must mean that there's something to it.
mm,
Some kind of
yeah, why would you
authenticity.
bother? You know,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just perhaps be even worse. It'd just be, what's the point?
Mm.
So yeah, maybe you know, there's been so many great ideas, and they think, yeah, fuck it, that'd be sick. You know, why not do
Yeah, I
it?
mean, if they do it and it's bad, it really is like, what's the point? Because everyone's already kind of accepted it
Yeah,
as it. But
yeah, man.
who's even still alive?
Oh yeah,
Batista
Deb
didn't
died,
die.
didn't she?
What?
Batista died. Deb died, didn't she?
Deb died, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shit.
LaGuerta died. It's just
Right, died.
Batista. What happened to Quinn? I'm
Yeah, I
Quinn.
said I don't know what happened to Quinn. So he
Yeah,
came in the middle, was
he wasn't the
about.
most developed
He was dead at
character.
the end.
Yeah. No, that was
Yeah.
actually even one of the problems towards the end was there wasn't enough people around Dexter that were very interesting, and they kept introducing these people that didn't really click with anyone. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's like quite dramatic, all the characters they kept adding, to be honest. Like from his first like English babe to like I don't know, just all these characters that came in, it was just quite over the top. This whole thing was a bit it's less subtle than other shit, you
yeah,
know?
it does feel like, to be honest, that people left after season 4 because it doesn't make sense the same. Even Rita like was a really strong character, and they didn't really bring
Yeah.
anyone in after she died. That was because you cared about Rita as well because they built her up as a character, and so that was a
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
earned death.
That's
And then
it.
they did a lot of like bringing in people just to kill him, and you didn't care about them at any point or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I see a lot of pointless fucking shit.
What kills though? What are the best kills that Dexter did?
Best kills. I don't know. I don't know. They're all kind of they're all quite the same, innit? That's what I'm saying. Like I saw like reading synopsises like on IMDb, just going through the seasons, trying to remember like what the general plot line was. Um, yeah, I remember how he killed Trinity when he had it all set
Oh
up, and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but that was kind of it, didn't he? He kind of fed them their shit back
Who
at
is
the
that
end.
guy in season 7 that had the maze and then he burns him or something?
Yeah,
That
he's
was
going through
sick.
the maze or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, he gets in his face, like the guy's like, motherfucker, and he goes in his face like, motherfucker, motherfucker, and he just like does
Yeah,
it back to him in
yeah,
his face. It's so, it's horrible but brilliant. And then he like, yeah, he just pushes him through this furnace or something, and he burns to death. It's like this
Mhm.
like one of the more different ones they did. I remember liking that
Yeah, yeah.
one.
True. Mm.
Oh, this Dokes. Oh, Dokes gets killed by Lila, right?
Oh yeah, she blows up the cabin.
Yeah.
What happens to her after that? I can't remember.
Dexter kills her because at that point she meets the code, doesn't she? He was wanted to get her
Oh,
off. That worked out
I
quite conveniently
forget.
for him, actually. She kills Dokes. He could kill Dokes because he didn't fit the code, and then
Yeah.
by killing him, she could fit his code, and he could actually get rid of it. So
Yeah.
that was one of those things. That's like, I think if they had played that story out, oh look at this, we've
Is
got
that Joe?
yeah. Yeah, if they had played that story out, I reckon that could have lasted a few seasons with Dokes chasing him. Dokes could have been the Hank.
Wait. What's that? Dokes.
Dokes could have been the Hank if you give Breaking Bad as the example, but they kill him off after like 2 seasons.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, Joe.
How's it going, boys? You all good?
Yes, mate. Good. You right?
Yeah, very good. Just gonna get myself one of the.
You're gonna be the
Lovely.
forever late appearance guy on Doobies and Movies.
Like
Oh, at the
trading
end.
For the boy in the afternoon this time.
boy in the afternoon, exactly.
Boy in the evening, almost. It's almost dinner time.
Close.
Getting there. How's it going then? We excited for this new the new Dexter? What is this all about? I still don't understand it. Is it like they're just rewriting the last season?
I don't believe so. We were discussing that. I think that, but basically the gist is that the original showrunner that did the first 4 seasons is coming back to do what they're calling a
The first 4
mini
seasons were all
series.
good, right?
They're calling it a mini series. They're not calling it season 9. But I think that's
Right.
just a way of marketing it because it really is season 9. They're calling it some mini series that
it's a
he's coming
miniseries,
back to
crazy.
do.
Interesting.
Crazy. That's way more targeted then. That's it.
Yeah. That's
Why
all
fuck
though.
around?
All they know is that we know that he's doing it and Michael C. Hall's doing it. Other than that, we haven't been told anything. I think they said it was 10 or 11 episodes. So,
Okay.
And we don't know anything else about it.
no,
Do we know who's returning? Which
no, but we were just discussing who's still alive really by the end of the show. And it's just really Batista. And I'm sure that he hasn't got enough going on in his life that he'd say no to it.
LaGuerta, didn't they? LaGuerta dies.
Yeah,
That's
LaGuerta
like
dies, Deb dies,
4:10, yeah.
Rita, obviously, Stokes, obviously, these people died early. Who, I get, like, they'd have to create new characters.
Right.
That's it. It could just be in this new life he's done and just be like, this is Dexter 2.0, but in this new thing. And it would just leave you with this
Well,
new
see,
sick
Maybe
vibe.
he's just
Like
in
El
chocolate
Camino.
wood and he's living in this nice little rural community.
And he becomes a nice guy.
Yeah.
Marries a lumberjack woman.
Carry some vegetables or something, you know? Like,
Yeah.
It's like Animal Crossing.
In this community.
Mm.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'd watch that.
But no, I guess like it could be like a Logan type thing where it's just a completely self-contained thing. Dexter like wild in the forest, kind of like have living his final days kind of thing.
Right.
Kind of like old man Dexter.
There could be like a manhunt for him. Would that have started when he left, or did he fake his own death?
But I feel like
Yeah, he faked his own death, yeah.
But I feel like no one has ever thought that he did anything. That was what was so shit about the final season. That like the threat was that he was harboring Hannah McKay, not that he killed a million people. That was like the main stupid. No one was looking for him for any of the murder. And LaGuerta's death was so suspicious.
Deborah, his sister, she's still alive.
No, she died. She's in like a coma, and then Dexter like lifts her and puts her in the water or something.
Really?
Yeah.
The last season was
also
awful.
pointless. Weird going out to sea, like, why is this happening? So stupid.
Strange.
Yeah, I think
very strange decision.
I overall just feel like it's a good opportunity to right some wrongs, and if they right those wrongs, I'd be so happy to see it again.
Yeah,
it's like any show that went bad. If they got the chance to go back and right some wrongs, which is what Logan was, right? Logan was a chance for them to be like, finally, we're going to see Wolverine cut some people's heads off, and everyone enjoyed it.
I guess you can retcon shit as well, to be fair. You can just be like, yeah, no, that was shit. It didn't really... You haven't even necessarily got to work with
Well, imagine if you made 4 seasons of Dexter and then you left and saw what it became. And all this time, he probably has been brewing in you that like your baby was abused, you know?
I get that. I mean, why did he leave the...
I mean, I wasn't in those meetings and discussion. I don't know. It could have been a multitude of reasons why people leave a job after 4 years. I really don't know.
You do see it in shows, though, don't you, to be fair, and it starts getting a bit shit. I guess they get better offers as well. It's like Shameless, isn't it? James McAvoy.
It could be anything. It could be personal. It could also be like, yeah, you're not getting the freedom you want. Or it could be that you're just done with it.
And I want out. I want to be an actor.
Yeah, maybe you literally just want to hang out with your wife. I don't know. It really...
Yeah, true.
Who knows why someone does, but he's back now. I think that's the important thing. This Clyde Phillips, and hopefully he's got a bit about him.
Yeah, do you know when it's coming out? Is there a date on that?
Yeah, next year, I think. I mean, we don't know anymore with Corona, but I think with Showtime, they've kind of been playing catch up for a bit. I think Dexter was the biggest thing they've had. They've had a few like mini series and Who Is America and things that have done well, but HBO, Netflix, now Prime, they've got a lot of big shows that people are dedicated to, like Dexter used to have. So I think a part of them will rush it because it could be their biggest thing. Whereas if something gets picked up by HBO or Netflix, it gets added to a queue. You know, they've got so much stuff coming.
Yeah.
I think they'll get it out by probably in a year, unless Corona goes mad.
Yeah.
but we know nothing else about it. Literally, all they've done is announce that it's happening.
Yeah, they did they did a teaser video like Dexter returns. I'm like, what does this mean? Are they showing it on TV again, or are they bringing it back? So I googled it and saw that they're bringing it back. That's bringing it back.
Let's bring it back.
That really is bringing it back.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
no,
mate,
I reckon they probably will bring Hannah McKay back because she's got big from Handmaid's Tale and she was in some Australian drama on Netflix and
Yeah, fair.
she's now like become a bit bigger. So I don't see why they wouldn't bring her back, as annoying as her character was. But maybe they can write
Was
it a
she
bit better.
Dexter's love interest at the end? She was also a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit. What the fuck?
And does she
Was
die at the
still
end?
killer
What
before
happens?
Dexter?
No,
Yeah, arrested?
Dexter decides, you know, the fugitive, I'm in trouble for harboring. I'm gonna leave my son with her and just go into the forest.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
So she's been taking care of Dexter's kid, despite the fact that she's wanted more than he ever was wanted.
And he's dead. Yeah. What the fuck?
What?
Oh my god. This is
It
why
was-
they're doing another one.
Yeah,
That's
it was
insane.
an awful
I don't know
ending
how you remember any of it.
because it was scarring.
Yeah. I remember it being unbelievably atrocious, but I like. Yeah, it's amazing.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
things I forget, but I think that ending of Dexter, we talked about it so much at the time as well. These things that just stay in your head forever. That it was one of the, it was like pre-Game of Thrones level of that. Like, wow, did you really just do that?
Yeah.
And then obviously Game of Thrones. It's
Especially
hard to
because
say
season 7
what.
was sick, right?
What?
Because season 7 ended sick. It could have
Yeah,
been amazing.
yeah. So in some ways
Like
it
that
was.
guy's YouTube thing. It's like,
That was when
Bang,
LaGuerta
bang,
gets
bang.
killed, right?
What's that?
LaGuerta dies end of season 7, right?
Yeah.
No, oh right. She died
And
in episode.
then, what, Batista
remember,
figures
okay.
out that Dexter's Dexter's doing bad shit or whatever. I can't really remember, to be honest.
Dexter, I could remember. Dexter basically is actually quite sick. Her and Captain Matthews, or whatever Matthews is now, I think he's retired, clocked that Dexter's gonna go after one of the people that killed his mum if they released him. So they release him for prison as bait. And Dexter's killing him. And she arrives. But Deb has also clocked all of this going on. And then instead of shooting Dexter, she shoots her.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Shit,
Then
yeah.
shoots LaGuerta.
And then
Yeah.
and then they just do like, oh, a few months later, we covered it up. We won't explain how we covered it up because it was insanely impossible to cover up. Like all the evidence was there. But we somehow covered it up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
life's gone on. Like what?
Right.
Why
Yeah,
did they do that? Why didn't they just follow on with that? It's at the final season. Oh, it's infuriating,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
final
it is.
season, yeah, just like, okay, yeah, cool. Like they're on the run now. They figured out that Dexter's the, like that's the final
Done.
season.
Yeah,
right?
sorted.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
it wasn't actually that difficult, was it? Really?
Mm.
That's so strange.
Yeah, mate. And that guy had that sick fucking version of it on his YouTube, right?
Yeah, the
So
rewrite.
you could have to go. But yeah,
No,
it was sick.
The rewrite was
It was
the
bang on like what you'd want.
yeah, it was the best thing
Why
I've
can't they?
heard.
Why can't they
Yeah.
just like delete season 8 and then just redo it?
I mean, he's old now, isn't he? It won't make sense. He would have aged what, like 10 years almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably. I mean, it's probably true. But...
Everyone would be like looking 10 years old. It just wouldn't make
Yeah,
any
they
sense.
keep on a bit of makeup, make him look a bit younger. Do some CGI. I don't know. I don't think anybody would be pissed off if they did that. Like same with Game of Thrones. I know it's. I mean, obviously Game of Thrones you can't do it because it's child actors or whatever, and it's ridiculous anyway. But I just don't think anybody would be upset if they just were like, yeah, season 8 didn't happen to Dexter, we're just redoing it.
But
Yeah.
is it not a bit
I've
insulting
fucking
that he
did
still
this
endured all of that?
But no.
Yeah. But then I just think they should take it. Stop digging a deeper hole, I guess, and just like because I don't know what they can do now. That's the thing. That's what it's like. It's such a fuck TV show. It's ended like that. I don't know. I mean, maybe they will go somewhere interesting with it, but I really struggle to see where they can go. Like you say, all the characters that we built
Or
up
just,
over 8 seasons.
like, the new police characters could just like say the new police chief comes in and goes, right, let's have a look at what you've got going on. And say he spots something, and then he's on to Dexter, and then he gets spotted alive or something, and then it's like a chase, isn't it? Like if they just kick that off straight away,
Yeah.
like it should have been in the other season, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'd quite like if they managed to mix something interesting about him being a lumberjack and being in the forest. I would almost prefer like they honor it. Okay, this is what happened in season 8,
You're
and
right.
some kind of survival, some kind of clash, philosophical or more physical battles that he's facing in the forest. Meanwhile, like Henry says, there's new people that are looking over all of this shit, realizing it
Yeah.
doesn't add up, and they come looking. Well, our Dexter's dead and all of this stuff. And then they hear a report about something because of these things he's been doing in the forest. Something comes out, a bit of evidence, a clue
Yeah.
enough that they start actually going after him. They think he's alive again. Something, any reveal that he might still be alive. Like, this picture came in from the lumberjack center and this guy looks like Dexter. Like someone finds, you know what I mean? It's like, it's America. I'm sure they can find him. And then, yeah, some kind of battle. But I also want the foresty lumberjack parts to at least be interesting. Because if I've gone through all of that pain, at least then make it be like he's got some, I don't know, someone interesting in the forest community he's living in, or like, I don't know. He goes around someone's house for dinner and it's weird, and you understand why it's weird, but no one else does. You know, they ask him questions about his life. Just, you know, interesting things like that. A man in hiding in the forest trying to conceal his past, kind of thing. And then that temptation to kill still being there. Maybe it's grown because he's been what do you call it? Suppressing it.
Yeah.
And then maybe he sees some like lumberjack guy like beating on a lumberjack woman. I don't know what I'm imagining from these communities, but some lumberjack world. And then he ends up killing him or something, and is like, did he fit the code? And all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm riffing, but
We will see.
yeah. Well, I think we said all that we could say.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just stop the Doobies and Movies episode.